Greetings, welcome back to Southpaw RC. In this episode, we'll be replacing the FTX Bugsta's differential and clutch. Right, so regular viewers to the channel will have seen me destroy the clutch, blow the clutch and shatter the diff on this truck quite recently. So we've been waiting on parts, and we've finally, from eBay, we've got a differential and a clutch already built for us. So it's a lot easier. It comes with a central bearing as well, and all your mounting bolts, which is really good. All we've got to do is throw some grease in there, and we're away. We're just it's literally 8 bolts or 9 bolts to hold the whole thing in, and line up the drive bar, and we're done. So what I'll do, I'll take the body off and the wheels so you can get a better shot, rearrange the camera, and we'll be right back. Right, so here's our bare bones. First thing we need is coffee. Okay, so we need to get the diff mounting off and take both the A-arms and all the suspension off that diff and the remains of the clutch, and then we can fit the new one. I've taken out all the electrics so you've got no distractions here, so we can exactly see everything that's going on. Probably be able to say that spare gear is a spare because it's not actually too badly damaged. Essentially holding on the entire differential is 4 bolts, so we're going to take those off first. And now that just lifts away from the body, as you can see. So we can discard this for now, and what we need to do is take the 2 retainer arms off so that we can get these actual A-arms off. And it's going to be 3 Allen bolts there, or 3 hex bolts there, and 2 on this side. We're going to have to take that spur gear off, so you should be able to see there the sheared off section, which should look like that. So as you can see, a slight difference in length of the bar there, so that's what we're replacing. So I'm going to take these retainers off here and here so that we can get to the A-arms. Right, so now we have the suspension separators. We can put these bars to one side and the door bearings to one side for one moment. What we need to do now is take off, you can see here on the actual remains of the new diff, so we need to remove this rubber section here that's got all the suspension mounted onto it. Take this off and mount that onto here, and then slip it back onto the main body. So we can flip that over, and we've just got, you can see, mounting screws there, and there. So we take those off, and that whole section will come off intact. Alright, so keeping that in the same orientation so we know exactly where it's going. There's our diff. So if you're in any doubt, just line up the parts so that it looks exactly the same. Discard this one, and these are your brand new bolts that will go in for this plate that we've just taken off. So we'll take those out, and then we'll be able to fit this plate on the back. Just going to slip this on over the top like so. Slips there, okay, and we've got our holes lined up, and we just put our screws back in. So we're going to slot the bars through the arms like so, just going to sit those into the cups like that. Oh, sliding all the way through. Just going to push those into the cups at the bottom on the front pack, and then this one will sit underneath here. It actually sits under these two screws as a sort of safeguard, make sure it's actually sitting in. But those two screws will just come out and we'll sit that on the top. One, two. So that is clicked into place now. So that is the new unit onto the arms, and the suspension is now functioning. All we need to do now is fill this with grease. Now I'm just using really cheap auto grease. No need to go out and buy expensive grease, especially on a low grade car. If you're running a race car, then I can understand it, but generally you don't need to worry too much about highly expensive greases. So all you need to do is use some sort of scooping mechanism. Let's not knock that over, and just clump it in there, turn it round, get some more in there and give it a spin. You should be able to see that that's coating everything. We're going to give that a little bit more. Pretty much never have too much grease unless it's a completely sealed unit. There we go. Plenty of grease. Even a little bit more. Pack that diff, make sure there's absolutely no chance of it getting smashed to pieces. And now that's ready to go back onto the car. Right, so now we're going to remount this unit onto the car. As you can see, this little bearing here fits snugly into this groove here. There is a small plastic, where are we? We've got this small little mount here. This will sit over the top and lock that bearing into place, but that's a brand new bearing. There's actually nothing wrong with the old one, but I'm going to fit the new one because it came with the diff, so why not use it? So what we need to do before we actually bolt it down is remember to put the drive shaft back in. So slot that into your front cup, and your diff there, and then slot this into your rear one now. That's going to need some adjustment. Okay. Oh, that's because it's come off the cup there. That's better. Right, so that's now seated. There is some movement, which we do want some movement there, but not a lot. But we do need some movement in that unit, and that's just clicked in underneath. There is actually some locator pins here and here that sort of lock into the body there, and then we just a matter of putting these 4 screws in, making sure they're aligned before you tighten them up, and we're done. So now that is fully returned to its natural state. We've just got to put the dog bones in there, which was we'll just pop these off here, slot the dog bones in. We could have put those in before we put the arms in, if we'd have had a brain in our head, but we didn't. So don't forget to put the spacer back in over your central bearing. Very, very important that that is in place, because once this top plate sits back on top here and is bolted down, that makes sure that your main drive bearing stays in place. So absolutely do not forget to put that little black plastic block back in place. Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. Next time you see her, she'll be fully electriced up and running as fast as she can. Thanks very much for joining us on Southpaw RC. I'll see you next time.